Hey guys, happy Tuesday. It is Mindset Monday on a Tuesday. I hope everyone had a fantastic long weekend and you are prepared to start this month off with a bang. Much like the fireworks you saw yesterday, I hope that you are prepared to really jump in head first and get things going for this month. As you know, last month we talked about being the end of the first 6 months, and now you have 6 more months of this year to go. And now it's time to challenge yourself. So I've got a couple of challenges for you that might seem a little scary and might help push you outside of your comfort zone. But that's what your Mindset Monday is for, is to challenge you to be and do better and to also just become the best version of yourself by holding yourself accountable and making sure that you take action every single day to achieve your goals. So here we go. This week, we're talking about being brave as an adult, right? Sometimes, we push our children to be strong and to be brave, but who's pushing us? As adults, we don't really always have someone that's helping you get outside of your comfort zone, especially if you're already doing well, you're successful, things are good, and you have found a path or pattern or routine that works well, and you don't really have to go outside or veer off that road. So today I want to challenge you to be a little more brave, right? How much more could you achieve if you tried something different or if you ask for help and learn something? So today I've got 5 challenges that will help you be brave as an adult. So maybe you're like me. I used to really be like super strong and just do what I needed to do. And I knew what I could do well, and I stayed in that lane. So if something was scary or challenging, I would just kind of be cool and be like, oh, you know what? I don't have time, make an excuse. Or I would be overconfident and say, oh, you know what? I've already done that. And it's someone else's turn, whatever it is. I would really hide in my fears and instead of facing them. And after I started challenging myself to do that big scary thing, things kind of got a little bit easier because now it wasn't so scary because I turned that routine of making an excuse or hiding in my fears into challenging myself to get outside of my comfort zone. So today I want to challenge you guys to do the same. The first challenge is just setting goals that scare you. So don't wait for that scary opportunity. If you know there's something that you need to do that will help you grow personally or in your career or with your family and friends, like whatever it is, and you're like, oh, I don't want to do that TED Talk, or oh, I don't really want to get on TikTok, or I don't want to X, Y, and Z, fill in the blank. Now's the time to know that you have to do that. So I challenge you to put one thing on your calendar this month and then repeat it the following month that scares you. And it doesn't have to be a big, get on the stage somewhere, do something that is totally outside of your wheelhouse, but maybe it is writing your first blog post. Maybe it is asking your neighbor to help you because they have a beautiful garden and you always admire that and that's something you wanted to learn. But yeah, a little weird about talking to people, right? What is it that scares you? And now I challenge you to put it on your calendar so that you can check something scary off every month. Now, the next thing, actually, before I probably should have put this first. If you know it's going to be scary and it happens, an opportunity comes available, or something happens in a conversation, or maybe you're actually in the moment. If it scares you and you're like, oh, this is not, I can't. You have to do it. That should be your sign. And if you start making yourself uncomfortable when you feel that first trigger, then that must mean you have to take action. And it's hard to change that routine of making excuse or being overly confident or, walking away and kind of being silent and just kind of pushing it on the rug. But if you know it's scary and you're trying to challenge yourself to be more brave as an adult, this is something I challenge you to do. If it scares you, then you have to do it. The third challenge is be vulnerable. Guys, it's hard sometimes to be vulnerable in this day and age. I mean, everyone's on social media. We're all being judged 24 hours a day. It's just tough because you never know how someone's going to respond. So my challenge is to be vulnerable when you can get help from someone. It's okay. A lot of times we miss out on an opportunity for help from someone because we didn't really lower our guard enough so that people can relate to what we're asking or needing, or to just understand your story. I think it's important for, as human beings, for us to be able to relate and respect and have empathy, but also as a mentor, but also as someone who might need help. Like if you need help and you're pushing yourself out of your comfort zone, being vulnerable may feel weird, and it may make you feel like, ugh, I'm strong, I don't have to be like this. But if you're getting the support and the help from someone who can help you get and overcome whatever challenges you're facing, being brave in that moment may feel like sad or scary, but that person that's going to lift you up will really be able to take you to the next level. Where if you didn't ask for help or be vulnerable, you might always stay where you are. So I challenge you to be a little bit more vulnerable this month. The fourth challenge is failing forward. I don't know if you guys have seen where Will Smith has that conversation about failing forward and failing often. The only way you're going to know if something doesn't work is by trying. So if you do that big scary thing and it doesn't quite go as planned, this is part of the process. You are not the expert. So let me tell you, the first time I got on YouTube, or the first time I tried to make a reel, or the first time I held a meeting and was doing my coaching, it wasn't super great. It was really uncomfortable for me because I was pushing myself to do something. I'm not a on-camera person all the time, but I've learned to make it comfortable for me and use it to my advantage. So failing doesn't mean you failed. It just means that you tried something and it didn't go quite as it was planned. But guess what? You've learned. And now you're one step closer to either trying it again in a new way that may work for you, or saying, you know what? I tried that. It's not for me and it's not what I thought. So I'm able to move on. And we have to look at failure as a positive thing, because guess what you did? You took action and you tried to do something new and scary. So if you failed, which I know we've all tried something, we're like, oop, that kind of sucked. It was not really that great. Don't worry about failure. Look at it as an opportunity to continue to grow. And the last challenge for this week's Mindset Monday is to be the example. Let me tell you, you don't know who's watching you, right? Your journey, you're pushing yourself, you're getting out there, you're doing and living your dreams. Someone is watching you. Now, there is, like I said, there's always going to be somebody that's got to put their 2 cents in, but don't worry about those people. It's the people you don't really know who are actually learning from you. And I promise you, in the future, it may be next week, it may be a couple of months, you start really changing and shifting your mindset, people will notice. And someone's going to say, you know what? When you did that X, Y, and Z, I really admired that. People will notice, and they may not always give you that affirmation or that confidence by saying, here's a compliment, or, letting you know that they saw or they have seen that change in you. But just know people are watching, and that's it. So I want you to really pay attention to what you're doing and know that people are watching. Most importantly, guys, I want you to just keep challenging yourself. Your mind is your strongest weapon. So the more you can really put yourself out there and prepare for all of the obstacles, all of the celebrations, all of the things that you want to do in life, you can really get out there and be great. So have a fantastic week, and I will talk to you next week. Thanks.